When a homeowner looks at a pristine backyard oasis like this, they aren't just looking at a product, they are facing a six-figure commitment, and the path to that signature is rarely a straight line. Most builders try to win this work by appealing to the conscious mind. They lead with blueprints, equipment specifications, and plumbing schematics, assuming that the best technical argument wins the contract. But this surge of data often backfires. When faced with high-stakes technical choices, the human brain enters choice paralysis, a state of mental exhaustion where the fear of making a wrong, expensive mistake outweighs the desire for the pool itself. Piling on more facts only increases the friction. It forces the buyer to think harder at a moment when they are already looking for reasons to walk away. This disconnect happens because we misunderstand how we choose. Harvard professor Gerald Zoltman found that 95% of all purchase decisions actually occur in the subconscious mind. We don't analyze our way into a luxury purchase. The subconscious mind makes the decision based on emotional resonance first, and then the conscious mind goes to work finding the logic needed to justify that feeling. Today's buyers are also more informed than ever. They use digital research to bypass the traditional tell of basic information, and they have developed a high resistance to the typical sell of a standard pitch. To succeed in this market, a builder has to stop pitching the physical structure and start designing the psychological environment that leads a buyer to their own conclusion. This is done through psychological triggers, mental shortcuts that align a sales message with natural human decision-making patterns to remove hesitation. The first trigger is reciprocity. By providing educational tools like planning guides or budget frameworks before asking for a sale, you tap into a biological drive to return a favor, shifting the relationship from a transaction to a partnership. Then there is the trigger of social proof. Our brains are hardwired to look for herd behavior when assessing risk. If we see that others have successfully navigated a complex choice, our own anxiety naturally drops. This is why before and after photos and client stories are so effective. They provide the primitive brain with the visual evidence it needs to believe this investment is safe. When upfront value and social proof are present, the homeowner begins to view the builder as a proven expert rather than a risk to be managed. To keep buyers moving, we use the endowed progress effect, breaking a massive project into achievable steps, like a design meeting or vision book review, creates small wins that foster psychological commitment. This momentum counteracts choice paralysis, building confidence to take the next step. However, logic still won't close the gap. While a builder talks about pump efficiency, the buyer's primitive brain is looking for a reason to believe their life is about to improve. When the conversation shifts to storytelling, visualizing a Friday night with a family, the buyer moves from assessing a project to desiring a lifestyle. This powerful visualization allows them to suspend their natural skepticism. They are no longer buying a hole in the ground. They are committing to the memories they can now see themselves making. While technical specs lead to hesitation, guided storytelling creates the emotional drive required to finalize a six-figure decision. At this point, the buyer has already made an internal, subconscious choice to move forward with a specific partner. Now, confirmation bias takes over. The conscious mind begins searching for any evidence that proves this emotional choice was the right one, filtering out information that contradicts that feeling. Because the builder provided the educational framework for the project, the buyer now uses those high standards to find flaws in cheaper, less detailed bids. Your process becomes the yardstick they use to dismiss lower prices, effectively neutralizing price as a primary objection. Influence isn't about pushing for a signature. It's about structuring a journey where the buyer arrives at their own conclusion with total certainty. This creates a flywheel effect. The flywheel is a business model where the momentum of a great customer experience naturally attracts more customers through referrals and satisfaction. A homeowner who feels understood and guided becomes a cooperative partner during construction and a promoter afterward, sharing their experience with their entire social network. In a market defined by high stakes and complex choices, the winning strategy is focusing on the biological patterns of human nature